welcome to another edition of JD's Corner. I'd like to speak my mind a little bit about romancing a woman. It's something that seems to be a dying art in this world that men don't know how to do. They don't know how to be polite. They don't know how to help a woman put her coat on. They don't know how to open a car door for them. They just assume that because all of this equal rights stuff came along that women didn't want to be treated like women still. And they're wrong. Women deserve to be treated like women want because, first of all, you want them in their life. So you should treat them with as much respect as possible. Otherwise, what good's having her? Anybody, if you're just getting her for sex, you don't deserve her. But romancing a woman, it comes from your heart. It's not something you have to really buy. It's the things that you do for her that show her how much you appreciate her. Here's an example of something you could do spontaneous one day that it could be a lot of fun. It is called penny date. What you do is you go pick up your date, take off driving down the road. When you come to a stop sign, or you come to a traffic light, you have to flip the penny. Whoever's in the passenger side does the flipping. And if it's right, you go left. If it's right, you go right. If it's heads, you go right. If it's tails, you go left. And when you get to the next intersection, you flip it again. If it's heads, you go right. If it's tails, you go left. And you just keep driving for long distances until you get completely lost. And when you're lost in life, I don't know if anybody's ever experienced it, but you find the absolute best time in your life trying to get unlost. Sometimes it's just not good to set out with a destination in your head. Just let chance and let life take over. It's more adventurous, and she's gonna love it. You may not understand that, but she's gonna love it. Later on, halfway through the drive, switch luck a little bit, and you pull over, let her drive, and then you do the flipping, and your luck will switch it a little bit. And this time, when it goes heads, go left, and when it goes tails, go right instead, and see what happens, and see where you end up. You can wherever you end up, you'll have fun. The point is to get lost together and just enjoy your time. You're joking, you're kidding. Play some card games. I don't know if any of you've ever done this, but I used to play Slug Bug, and I made up this little game with it. And I'm sure everybody knows how to do Slug Bug, but I took all the different colored punch buggies out there, and I labeled them. My girl and I at the time, we had a great sex life. So we labeled them with all different kind of sex things, like blue meant oral sex, bubble bath for a white one, etc., all the way down the list. And then we'd go driving down the road. And every time we saw one of us, if we called it off, we'd get a check mark. And at the end, whoever had the most wins the game. And then whatever you had the most of, that's what you win. Whatever you had it designated for. And it's fun. It's a game of challenge. It's never going to come out the same way every time. It's always going to be something different. And it keeps adventure in your life. Write some poetry, write some love letters. It's not that it has to rhyme like Hemingway or anything like that. It has to come from your heart, and she's going to appreciate it. She's going to love you for it. She's going to think, wow, he took the time out of his busy schedule and thought of me long enough to write this little thing. And print it out or send it to her in a text. Send it to her in an e-card. Something fancy, something special to let her know that she means something to you. I remember I had this one girl I dated, and this is true, and it's still true to today. I went out and I bought a dozen of roses. And I took one of the roses out, and then I took all the rest of the 11 roses, and I went to every kind of craft shop there was. And I found a rose that matched exact texture, color, everything. And I shoved it all the way down. And it was an artificial rose, so you really couldn't see it, and it blended. That was the purpose of what this was. And then I put it all together into a nice little vase, and I bought some baby's breath, made it myself. No sense in having someone else do it. I wrote her a little card, and on the card it said, "I love you very much. Thank you for being such an important part of my life. And I will love you until the last rose dies. Happy birthday." And that was my romantic thing. Love, Jim. So after she got it, she was all excited, and then turned around and started to freak out in her mind when she realized until the last rose dies, that means he's only going to love me for another 10 days, and she couldn't figure out why. And I had to contain myself and control myself just to let it go because I knew the outcome. So at the end, all the roses died and they wilted. And the only thing was standing up was the artificial rose right there in the middle. That meant I'm going to love you for the rest of my life. And her and I have been friends for 35 years, and I still love her. She's my best friend in this entire world. Yes, I have a girl, and I love her very, very dearly. But this other person was a significant part of my life, and her friendship will always be valued in my heart. Her name was Francesca. I've discussed her in a couple other films, so you know. She was really cool, but the thought of the romantic thing that I did for her, it spun our relationship in a whole new direction that I never even saw coming. So I kind of learned about things, and if you don't experiment and let your actions speak for you, she's never going to know. That the romance is so much fun. It is fun to go out and pick out a nice place where you're going to go to take her to eat and find some kind of great entertainment, not the same thing, something different all the time, not just everybody. They go to the bar on Friday, they go to the bar on Saturday, they go to the bar next Friday, they go to the bar next Saturday. Nobody goes bowling, nobody goes and shoots pool, nobody goes to the theater, nobody goes to a concert. All they do is sit in front of a bar and drink, or they're going to the buddies and play video games or poker. Do something romantic with her. Take her out and have her not even know it. When you get to this little place, you walk in and it's a small dance class for the night, and you go in and dance together. Go to a place where you can go do yoga together. There's a lot of sensuality and a lot of romance in yoga and dancing. I mean, you learn to trust your other person. You feel the magnetism if it's there. Do some special things. Make a little wood project for her. Just something. It comes out of your heart. It's in here. If you're not a builder but you're a writer. If you're not a writer, maybe you're an investor. Do something uniquely special. Buy her a star. Go up there's a million of them in there. Buy her a star. Have her name set to it. Find out exactly where it's at, and one day set up a telescope and go lay out on the beach or lay out in the woods somewhere and make sure it's going to be in the right hemisphere, and point your telescope up at it, find the star, that's hers, and then show her, and then give her the paper. That's romantic. Women will love that part of you. That's what they're looking for. They don't get it no more. Just because they earn their equal rights, they just wanted to be treated as equal. They do the equal amount of work. They wanted to be paid as equal. It doesn't mean they don't want to be treated as women still. That's what everybody seems to keep forgetting. Love them with all of your heart. Open everything up. I love romance. I love to just spoil a woman. I love to cook for her. I love to do all these different things because for me, there's no greater pleasure than making somebody else happy in this world. You can't have a better feeling inside. I know I've had some of the best pleasures of my life. Trust me, you have no idea. But giving somebody that kind of pleasure from me, from my heart, it does something to you inside I can't even explain, and it just makes you want to be better. And it makes you want to learn more things, and it makes you want to do more things. I remember one year I took a flower pot and I painted it all green, and I got all these different stencils, and I stenciled all my girlfriend's favorite characters on it. I bought a bunch of flowers, and I bought a piece of styrofoam, glued the styrofoam, shoved it down into the flower pot, and then I bought all these different colored flowers and all matched baby's breath and hooked them all in there, and they were all artificial. And then on my computer I made all of these little hearts, and each one of the hearts gave them something special throughout the year. So I made 365 hearts, and I had 365 branches on the tree. And each one of the hearts, after I printed them out, I took a pair of scissors and I cut them all. I took a pin, I poked a hole in it, I put a piece of string through it, and I wrote something special in there, like this is for a free massage. And I tied it to the branch. And this is for a free breakfast in bed, and I tied it to the branch. And this one was for a full detail on your car, inside and out, and I tied it to the branch. And I just made all these different things. This is for sex for 1 hour in your favorite position. This is for a bubble bath. And I filled the whole tree up. And that's what I gave her for Valentine's Day. It was the most romantic gift she ever had in her entire life. And as the days went on, the gift kept giving because there was enough stuff that she could pick one off every solitary day for a whole year and get something different. And that was my gift to her, me. I did something different for her every day, whatever she wanted, whatever was pulled off of there. And it's romantic. People, just love your spouse. Love them with all of your heart and soul. When you're all alone, you're miserable. Having someone to share this life with, this journey with, it's not only the greatest experience of your life, it is the most amazing thing that can ever happen to you, that there's this great big world and this one person found you and fell in love with you. Out of everybody else on the planet, you. Something about you was so special that this person couldn't do without. And I think that is so cool. Trust your gut instinct when you're going to do something. If it feels like, yeah, this is really going to be romantic, then do it. Reach out there. Just open up inside. What you feel in your brain can transcend through your heart if you allow it to. Make a picnic up and do a scavenger hunt and go someplace and set up a nice little picnic, but before you get there, make all of these little notes and put them where she can find them, and make sure that the clues she can figure out, but aren't real easy, aren't real hard. Just give her a minute to think on them. And she can get to the next clue until she finds you. And when she sees you there and you've got a nice blanket laid out, maybe in front of a lake with some music and her wine, favorite snacks, that's romantic. She's going to love you for it. She's going to fall deeper and deeper and deeper in love with you. People, just learn how to treat your spouse. Love her every solitary day. Tell her you love her. Show her that you love her. And make sure no matter what, she feels it. If tomorrow never comes, is she going to know how much you love her? There's a song by Garth Brooks, and it's a hit-home song. I have never been with anybody in my life that doesn't know how I feel. And I think it's very important that we all do that for our spouses. Love her with all of your heart. Women, you can romance a man the exact same way. You can do some of the exact same things. So the more spark, the more romance, the more flair that you put into it, the more that fire is going to roar throughout the years, and you're going to have such an amazing life and something that people will envy you for. And if there's something to envy a person for, that another person could fall head over heels that much in love with them and make their world like, wow, something you'd only see in a movie. That's a reason to envy somebody. And it's a reason to emulate, because you want that in your life. If you didn't, you wouldn't envy him in the first place. So give that some thought. Be romantic. If you need more hints, feel free to get a hold of me. I always have my business cards up, my stuff. You can see it. Check me out on Instagram. Check me out on Twitter. It's JD's Corner. You can't miss it. Look forward to talking to all of you. Thank you very much for listening. And please have a nice romantic evening with your wife tonight. God bless everybody. Mwah.